I'm about, I want to say 20 minutes behind where I would normally be with the stuff here, which is fine. It's not like there's no competition with that sort of thing, but it's just it's interesting that of course the one seed that I end up picking for doing in this sort of context happens to be really slow. So Ganon's Tower has like 10 million chests in it which have different stuff, and by 10 million I mean there's about 27 or something in here. It might be slightly less than that, but it's somewhere in the 20s in terms of chest number in this place. And you actually don't have to open very many of them in version 6. I believe the logic in version 7 is fixed in this regard, but in version 6 you do not have to open too many, because the big key can only be in one of 8 or 9 locations. So definitely not that bad. As a result, you don't really have to ever go on the right hand side of this place. You also don't have to go, not on the right hand, the left hand side of this place. You don't have to go in that room at the top there, because there's no chest capacity in there. You don't have to go in this room on the side here, because again, no chest capacity. I'm going to use Ganon Samari for this. So the idea is you want to get the big key, and then you want to have one chest available by the end of it all. Not one chest. You want to have one key, one small key, and the big key. And then, oops, and then you can start going up the ascent. Neat little trick here. You can dash over the top of that guy, or bonk over the top of that guy. You don't have to open that chest because it can't contain anything useful, but I open it anyway because I can. One side that you really do have to go into though is this bombable wall end over here. There are 4 chests in here. This is 4 of the locations that the big key can be in, so you definitely need to open this in version 6. So blue rupee, red potion, okay, that's actually quite nice timing for that, and lots of money. So there was our 4th bottle. Okay, so now the other places that we need to go is in the same room that the big key normally is in, which is behind the Armos Knights. Another reason to get silver arrows, because silver arrows one-shot the Armos Knights now. And the other one is, let's see if I get this. Yeah, I got the trick right. The other one is the chest that's just before the Armos Knights, which you bomb the, when you bomb the thing, the floor here, this room here. This one can also have it. Let's go ahead and just get rid of that guy because he's annoying. Heart piece, okay. Yeah, we aren't going to get the 20th heart because I've not picked up all the items and stuff here, but it's fine. So now, silver arrow time. This fight is normally really annoying because of the ice floor. Also, silver arrows lag the game a bit, which is why in version 7 there is going to be a toggle for them, so you don't have to be using them. So, if we have everything right here, the big chest, the big key needs to be here. There's the other shield, and there it is. Okay. You know what, we may as well, just for the hell of it, may as well just open up the chest on this floor. Normally I'd just mirror straight back out and we'd be going up the ascent here, but we may as well open the big chest because we're here. It has 10 arrows, so worth it. And this is the bit where I really suck, but you know what? Quartz magic is going to be really cool because I get to spam my fire rod. Oh man, I'm excited. You should be too. So here, you should be too. So here, main idea is I want to get across to the other side of this to push the block and just kind of get myself stuck apparently. I seem to really suck at this room now, I don't know why. It's fine. This is one of the big reasons I want silver arrows, because this room is so painful otherwise. Because these guys are whatever. The mirror shield is really nice to have, because it means you don't take the fireballs from them. So that's kind of nice. And then get rid of him. pretty useful. So we go to here. I think you bonk if you actually hit that thing there, so obviously try not to. And then here, apparently gonna take all the hits because they decided to be jerks this time. Yeah, like this is where you clearly see I am not a speedrunner because this is really slow, but it's okay, yo. I don't know where I was going with that. If you want fairies and a magic thing, then you can go down there and get them. I'm going to get the fairy outside of the anti-fairy thing outside of the mole fight, so that's fine. Fire Rod is really cool against these mini Stalfos. Not quite so good against these guys because they do have to take ages to burn, so it's a little bit slow, but still really powerful nonetheless. Definitely worth the investment, but if you don't have magic down, then maybe not worth it. I don't know. Nice double kill. So then here, this is the room I was on about. I'm going to get the fairy from here with the powder. So if you manage to catch them before they start moving, then you can do that, which is really good. And silver arrows do one-shot these things if you can land them. They are a bit laggy, so... Oops. Yeah, I am bad with the arrows. Really? Didn't think I was that bad though. Golden Sword like two-shots them, so... Don't feel like you have to use the bow. I should probably just start hitting them because clearly I am too bad at using the other stuff. So the next item you need out is Cane of Samaria. Because for whatever reason, Cane of Samaria one-shots Wizrobes. The fireballs and stuff. No idea why. Wizrobes are pretty fragile in this game. Again, if you have Ether, then you can see the invisible floor there, or if you're using the sea snares because it's a bad emulator, then you can do that. I didn't kill these ones at the top, but that is fine. Just do that. And I think the next one we need is the Fire Rod. Sometimes that dash doesn't work because for whatever reason they just kind of hit you on the way past even though they're not doing anything. So kind of annoying. Need to keep that in mind. You can see just how good quarter magic is here, by the way. My magic rationing is good for half magic. So having quarter magic is just like, why do I still have so much powder here? Oh, so much magic available. It's really good. So for this room, I see this room get messed up quite a bit. The main strategy here is not to miss the first shot, but also to go with the bottom ones first because they are easier to hit. If you still need a small key, which we actually do here, then you kill one of these guys. If you have two small keys, then you know that's fine. You don't have to kill one, but if you only have the one, you kind of want to just to be safe. And then, yeah, the chests in here can have a key, but they're not guaranteed to have a key, so it is very easy to miss with that. So, and then we have Mr. the Moldom, who with level 4 sword is really not that bad. Just make sure you've got the hookshot out first, because otherwise, if you don't, then you're going to have to go back into the menu afterwards. I always open his chest just because I can. Be a little bit careful with the hookshot thing there. I have actually glitched out this thing before and ended up having to redo the entire ascent because Ganon didn't spawn. This bit is dicks on a stick, by the way. I don't know. I really do not like this room. I used to just like cape through it. I probably should have caped through it there as well, but I have so many like potions and whatnot, and I kind of don't care that much. I am going to get the cape out here though, because my strategy versus Ganon kind of uses the cape. So, do that, and try and get as many hits off here as we can. 2 hits is alright. Probably could have gotten 3 there, but that's fine. I'm pretty bad at this fight normally, but it looks like he's giving me relatively good luck. There we go. pretty good luck getting a free cycle off of that. I think that's most of the time what you shoot for is a free cycle there. You need 6 hits to kill him, but he always shoots out the energy sphere. So, also Bird Ex Machina. Don't know why the bird appears here, but it does. You don't get healed after the fight. I have so much healing available though that I really don't think that matters too much. So we're okay. We're good. And we just go in. Make sure you get a hit off against him first here because you can before he even gets his text off. Kind of a rude thing to do, but Ganon is a rude guy, so I'm not really too fussed about that. And here is where the cape comes in for me, because I just kind of use the cape and keep on hitting him. You can use the hookshot to render yourself invincible for some of the times here, but yeah, I just keep on going with the hits, and that is more than enough hits to get that phase done. If you can hit him in phase 3, if you can hit him before he actually does the bats, then he'll just do the ground pound immediately, and you won't have to worry about the bats. So be fast, and you will get hits in. Otherwise, this happens, and these bats can be kind of annoying to deal with. So yeah, try not to let that happen, basically. Here, I want to make sure that I get this lit up. It's worth spamming that because now it's in a sort of glitch state where the right hand lantern will never switch off. So I only have to turn one lantern on every time, and it just makes it much quicker to do. And that is it. It's possible to hit him with a spin attack as he is starting another teleport there. That's how the speedrun stuff does this, because they don't get silver arrows. But I have tried it before, I have not actually cleared with that before. So it's fine, it takes a long time, but it's obviously much quicker to use the silver arrows when you have them available. And because I like having the silver arrows anyway for Ganon's tower, it just makes a lot of sense for me to use those. So that was interesting. Like I said, it's about 10 minutes slower in the end than my average run because I had to beat the Lightworld dungeons as well. Specifically the Desert Palace boss fight took a ton of time up because level 1 sword only and the bow and that, I am not very good at killing it quickly with those, so you probably got a bit of a laugh out of that, but yeah, otherwise pretty solid. This is about the sort of average type of thing that happens with these runs. It mostly revolves around getting to a state where you can complete the run and then just blasting through all the dungeons that you have left to do. I didn't use a single bottled item in this one, that's kind of interesting. So yeah, hopefully you have enjoyed the run as much as I did there. That was pretty good. I love these runs because they are puzzle games, basically. Like, normally, this is just a game that, well, you kind of just go through. Once you've done it once or maybe twice, and you know where all the items are, you just kind of go through it, and you don't really have to think too hard about it. But this is a way of playing the game that is very refreshing to those who have played it especially since childhood. But, those who have played this game a ton, this is a very refreshing way to do it, where you then have to sort of really think about, oh, where can I actually go now? What can I even do? I have these items, what is available to me? And there's a lot of on-the-fly sort of routing and whatnot there, which is really cool from a race perspective, I think. It's especially good if you're actively talking to the person, like on Discord or whatever. If you're talking to the person you're racing with at the time, that just makes it even better. But it's a very unique thing, I think. And I mean, randomizer stuff in general is nothing too new, but for most games, I don't think it works quite as well as it does here. Like, the whole adventure game aspect to it, rather than being like an RPG, is definitely something else, I've heard there's one for Super Mario World as well, but I don't really know what that does, and I don't think it's I don't think it's the sort of game that benefits as much from it. You know, maybe I'm just biased, but I honestly think that this is one of the most sort of fun things I have had in, you know, doing stuff in a while when it comes to playing games that I used to play a lot. Because this is not a game that I could ever speedrun at all. You've seen how terrible I am at certain parts of this. This is not something that I would want to speedrun. Partly because too much nostalgia, therefore, you know, it would blind me to it. This was one of my favourite games on the SNES when we had stuff that... We didn't really have a ton of games for the console, but this was definitely one of the best ones. And it still holds up today, I think. It has aged a little bit, poorly in some aspects, but it's still one of the better games of the generation. And yeah, I don't know, the whole fact that you get to play it again, but it feels fresh pretty much every time you do. It's a powerful thing. But I wouldn't want to speedrun it. As I was sort of saying, again, being one of my favourite games of old, I would end up growing to hate it, I think, because random RNG aspects to it, you know, like Aghanims, Blue Ball stuff, some of the enemy placements are kind of random and mess up a lot in terms of time, or at least it feels like they're random if they're not entirely, but, you know, there's a lot of randomness that would be just irritating, and I feel like I would just lose the love for the game if I was just grinding it out for doing it fast. The reason I'm not so fussed about doing it with a randomizer is because it's different every time, so it's not playing exactly the same game. There are some times where it feels like you're playing pretty much the same game because you get very similar sort of items right from the word go, but yeah, you're not playing the same game every time when you do a randomizer. You are playing a different variation on the same thing. You're still going to do the same stuff, but you don't do it in the same order all the time. Like here, I got Master Sword. The first time I have had to, but like the first time I have ever gotten Master Sword in a randomizer and not just gone straight from Fighters to Tempered Sword. Because yeah, you can do that. If you have Titan's Mitt, Moon Pearl, and the Magic Mirror, you can go straight from level 1 to level 3 sword. Not something the creators obviously intended, but you can do it. And yeah, that's something that I've done in every single run before this. But yeah, first time I've had to do that. New experience in this, even though I have played probably 15-20 of these by now. It's very good. Then the next version of this is going to change things up even further, and I think this would be a more typical run for version 7 because of the fact that bosses can drop any item, not just their heart container. The heart container will be added to the random pool of regular items, so that's going to make things a lot more interesting in that sense. Where I think, yeah, doing all the bosses and whatnot, and the Master Sword itself will be randomized too. So a lot of really fun changes with that. I might do a version 7 one of these as well when it comes out. That might actually be one of the... I don't think it'd be the first thing I would do is the YouTube stuff that way. I think I'd be streaming it first. But maybe once I've done a few version 7 ones, then I would do another video series like this. Because, yeah, this was a lot of fun to do. And if there'd be any interest in it, I would definitely be up for doing a version 7 video set of this as well. So I mean, there's too much more that I would really need to say on this at this stage. If you're interested in this stuff, then I will most likely be streaming quite a bit of it still, because I still find it fun to do. It's fun to just to do in, say, an afternoon, like I did with this recording actually. It's fun just to do in an afternoon and just to stream a run for a couple of hours and go from there. Evening times, of course, it's nice too. I can maybe get 2 runs in at that. There's a couple of specific seeds that I need to do from two of my friends that they've asked me to do, so I need to make a stream of that at some point. And then hopefully by the time all of that's done, version 7 will be out. So I guess I should probably say here, the whole game thing, this counts save and quits. That was one of the other reasons why I kind of liked no save and quit, is because it kind of made sense with the dungeon stuff here. But yeah, we never actually died during this run, but the 2 games played are from the 2 times that we used save and quit. It is not always possible to clear the game in Rando without save and quit though, because there are times like there are times where the magic mirror is in Ice Palace, and it's pretty much impossible to go there without save and quit, really. So, you know, you wouldn't go there first. So sometimes you have to use save and quit in order to actually clear the randomizer, but other times it just speeds things up a little bit. So, thank you very much for watching. Of course, this has been GamerCow playing The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past with Randomizer, version 6. If you want to play this one as well, the seed has been up for the whole video series, so keep that in mind. And until next time, take care.